back and you, Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. But this is a video I've been wanting to do for about a couple of weeks. I've been trying to get it on. Maybe let's say when it come out. This is my review of the Masterful Special Edition box set, whatever you got. And it's a strong recommend if you like the Master. Okay, if you like Doctor Who, you like the Master, it's a strong recommend. It's a very, very, very classy production from Big Finish. I would say absolutely get the special edition over the Masterful edition, the standalone. We're going to be talking about it in some detail. I'm going to be talking about why I enjoyed it, and I'm going to tell you, a couple of criticisms I have as well. But generally speaking, strong recommend. Before we get into it, hit the like button. That'd be great. You know, everybody likes to be liked, baby. Everybody likes to be liked. Hit the like button, hit the share button. That's really good. And we are witnessing a very disturbing prioritization of corporate voices, corporate outlooks over small independent voices. Thankfully, right now, our corporate overlords in Google have said that if you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, you hit the share button, they will let people see me. That'd be really good. So if you want to have independent voices, out here on YouTube, however long it lasts, just hit the like button, share button's great, subscribe button if you can subscribe, that'd be fan-frickin-tastic, and a comment. Comment is also good. I do try and respond to all the comments. If I don't, I apologize, but I really do. And replies. If you reply to the reply, I got to get you at the moment to be able to reply. I just got too much coming in. But if you can hit the subscribe button, it'd be great. Now, subscribers get as a wee little bonus. They get to enter my weekly competitions. The prize this week is something that I think is going to be very, very valuable in the new world order when we're living off cockroaches and radiation rats. Physical media. We have Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3 here on Physical Media. As a little bonus for you. It's a Hebrew edition. Look at that. What's it called? Mission Beli Efshar Shtayim. That's it in Hebrew. The moves are in English. You can put the Hebrew subtitles on if you want. All you need to do with it, subscribe to the channel, subscribe, and in the comments leave the hashtag 5 seconds to self-destruct. 5 seconds to self-destruct. Go check the video notes. Everything you need to know to win it is right there. We'll do the prize draw on Sunday. I think it'll be, the 17th. And while you're in the video notes, of course, go check out my Indiegogo, which I have actually moved forward in putting up. I'm getting closer. I hope that this month it's going up online. That'll be freaking awesome. These 2 graphic novels, you get one of these 4 art cards. I'm putting together an email list. If you can add your email address to it, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Something else absolutely fantastic, Masterful. Let's turn this on because the box set, which I believe is, how much is it? I have it in dollars. I don't know how much. It's $40 or £40. What I guess wherever you are, depends what market you get it from. I would say it's really, really worth it because you get a lot of stuff. You get this 3-disc story, Masterful, which I think is quite masterful, quite in itself. You get another 3-disc story, a book on tape by John Carshaw, which is worth the price of admission. That's absolutely fantastic, and I really hope Big Finish do a lot more of them. And then you get 2 short trips. And a disc of making. They say it's an 8-disc set. I think there's 9 discs, isn't it? I mean, you got Masterful 3 discs. You got Terror of the Master. That's another 3 discs. You got the 2 short trips. It's the Switching and I Am the Master. I think that's another 2 discs, isn't it? So that's 8. Plus you got a making of disc. So that's it seems like 9 discs, but they say 8 discs. I don't know how they come up to that math. So. Let's talk about the main story first, Masterful, and let's read the blurb because I really don't want to spoil it. I'm going to give you mild spoilers because I want to tell you about the story, but this is something really, really worth checking out for yourself. So here's a blurb for it. Masterful by James Goss. Now James Goss was the guy behind Time Lord Victorious and Daleks, the awful YouTube show Daleks. Don't hold that against him. James Goss is normally a very, very reliably strong Doctor Who writer. Most things he writes are good, right? I have to say, and this is one of the things that are good. Please don't hold that against him. Which makes me think there must have been something gone down in the production of Time Lord Victorious that just made it so bad. So first we got Masterful. The Master's finally done it. He's won, and that's really the premise on which we start. Yeah, he summons his other selves summons his other selves to a celebration of his ultimate victory. So the Master that's won is John Simm's Master, and this is not the John Simm Master as we saw him in the end of the Capaldi run, in like World Enough of Time, and this is like the more absolutely crazy Master that we saw in End of Time and Sound of Drums. That kind of, and he is absolutely bomb. But he's won, and we start off. He's summoning all the masters to this very mastery castle. It's a big black castle with black drapes, and they all comment about the blackness of everything. The very master. So he summons his other selves to a ultimate celebration of victory, and they come from across time and space. But it's also forgotten to invite somebody, and Mrs. not happy. That's really a minor plot point. Has the master really conquered the universe? Well, that's really that's really the. I will say when we get to the third disc, we talk about that. Or has something awful been unleashed? Something that even the masters cannot stop. Well, that's a pretty basic mastery plot, isn't it? The master does that and everything goes bad. So I'll let you work that for you. Mrs. doesn't reveal the truth because one fact about the master's existence never changes. No one can trust the master. Not even the master. So the brief for this, was essentially 5 doctors with the master, and it doesn't really come out like that. Then they talk about this on the making of, because the doctors intrinsically want to work together to help to solve whatever problem is. Masters do not want to do that, and that's really the crux of the story, and that's why it's really kind of so delightful seeing them in the interplay. So the first disc, they're all all invited to this Gothic castle. So what masters do you get? You get the John Simm Master, you get the Derek Jacobi War Master. You get the Eric Roberts Master. You get John Culture as essentially the Ainley Master. We'll talk about that in a minute. Alex McQueen's Master. You get the Jeffrey Beavers Master. And the Mark Gaddis Master. And you have a new Master in the form of Milo Parker, who doesn't do a bad job, but it's so painfully obvious that he has been brought in to fill the gap left when they cancelled James Dreyfus, because he needed to be cancelled because he had an opinion that a mob on Twitter didn't like. So he had an opinion, and so he was cancelled and he's gone, and it's just really heartbreaking to see Big Finish I wouldn't say give in to this pressure, but I think it's really heartbreaking. They're not really giving in. I think they probably agree with it. I think they're probably in the same mindset. I just really I kind of long for a time where we all could just live and let live and be happy with each other. So the notable absence from this is the Delgado Master, which is why you get this other 3-disc story with John Culture playing him brilliantly, as he also plays the Ainley Master. So the conceit for that is, and again, mild spoilers abound, and I don't think any of this hasn't already been spoiled by Big Finish. That when so we have the John Simm Master essentially time scooping all the other masters apart from Missy, and when he tries to time scoop the Delgado Master, he throws Joe Grant into the time scoop and runs away himself. So you have Joe Grant there. So that's a really, really good scene where Joe Grant has no idea that all these people are the master. And they're all like, oh my God, this is the funniest thing ever. We're going to kill Joe Grant, the most innocent, nice person in the entire world. And they're all like, this is hilarious. Michelle Gomez has a real fizz to the masters. And listen, one problem I always have with the multi-master stories, I'm a completist, right? I don't like bits I don't understand. So we had the desiccated master at Deadly Assassin, where he was on his last life falling apart. Now, it was intimated at the time that was the Delgado Master. So where is the other 12 selves? Like, what happened with that? Look, so in my own headcanon, just so I can cope with that better, so I cope with that I said to myself, the Master has some kind of terrible plan which made him use up all his regenerations and like suck out his Archeron energy or something. That's why he was in that state. And we're not really missing any Masters at that point. So that's it. Again, but that's just because I'm like an obsessive compulsive like geek, because I'm a geek, and I'm into say, you know, like that's what fans are like. What can I tell you? So yeah, so the first story, we get this really wonderful interplay between the Masters, and something that's really great, which you see in multi-Doctor stories. I would say, rather than being analogous to the Five Doctors, this is much closer to the light at the end. Which, if you haven't heard, I think is probably one of Big Finish's standout releases, along with this, right? Along with this, this is definitely in their top tier of releases. Because what happens is by the second disc, you have all the Masters that are kind of scattered and they team up in like little groups, and it really works. Let's talk a little about Alien's Master before we go forward. It's not strictly speaking Alien's Master, and again, this is something they've released clips of, so I don't feel like I'm really spoiling it. It's Chameleon, and Chameleon was played really well in 3 stories about a year ago by John Carter, who like reimagined the role kind of a little bit. But there's some great scenes. There's some great scenes where Chameleon goes from like being Chameleon to being the Alien Master. And yeah, I think it's in the 3rd disc where there's like, but don't forget me, and the Chameleon like turns into Alien, and you can hear his voice become like that. And he's really got that performance, that right, very playful performance down. Still, my favorite Alien on audio is the Time Lord Victorious thing, which is the only thing in Time Lord Victorious that's worth anything. Lesser Evils as part of a double short trip. Very highly recommend that. So John Simm's Master has essentially won, right? He's essentially won. Doctor's dead. He controls the universe. Then it turns out maybe it's not so much of a victory as more of a survivor from his own like insane incompetence. And he summons all the other ones. And as I said, the great thing is you get to see how every actor is a really unique entity unto itself. Which again, I think we see when we have the Doctor multi stories. So and they're all really good. They're all really good, and they're all very mastery. In fact, I would say the least mastery of them all, because the least cunning, because he's the most bonkers. Him or Michelle Gomez are the most. But yeah, no, I would say the John Simm Master is the least mastery because he's the least cunning, because he's the most freaking insane. So the second disc, they essentially split up all the Masters into their own little storylines and pairings. So you have the Alex McQueen Master, who's really good, right? Alex McQueen Master is just kind of similar to the Derek Jacobi Master in that they kind of just have fun being evil. They're just sheer enjoyment of their being evil. So he finds himself on this colony ship that's going to take 65 years to go anywhere, and he's locked away for being a stowaway. And then he discovers there's another master in charge, and and so that whole story is they have this enclosed environment of people and 2 masters basically at war until they come together on how to best control them. And it's funny, you know, Alex McQueen's Master is very much like, if everybody would just listen to me, the world will be so much better. But no one's going to listen to me, so I might as well just kill them instead. It's still going to be better. That's kind of like his Master. We have John Simm and Derek Jacobi paired up together, which is a joy, an absolute joy. I think it's something that where people are always sad they didn't get to see on TV. And it's interesting because I would say John Simm is the least competent Master. He's the most insane and the least cunning, where you have Derek Jacobi's Master, the most competent Master, the Master that normally succeeds. If you haven't heard any of the War Master sets, they are really excellent. And I love this like insight into this thoroughly evil, dark mirror of the Doctor. So yeah, a lot of it's John Simm and Derek Jacobi bickering in a car together, which again sounds like it'd be awful, but it's really good. It reminded me of when they paired together Paul McGann and Tom Baker in The Light at the End, right? So that one really works. Where is it? And then you have the Jeffrey Beavers Master, who has this really interesting story where he's able to like throw off being the Master somewhat. He's in this like, as the universe is decaying and dying, he's found this little area of tranquility. until the Eric Roberts master shows up, who is marvelous. You know, Eric Roberts really, really understands the role. You know, he initially turned it down because he thought it in the TV movie Enemy Within. Because he just thought it's too camp, too unrealistic, and they convinced him, saying, "What if you played it straight? What if you played this camp insane person completely straight?" And that's it, right? That's nailed it. And I'm really looking forward to his Masters. Was it 2-3 disc thing coming out in a month or so? He's got this real smooth charm to him, which is very masterful. Yeah, very mastery. You have Michelle Gomez is paired up with Joe Grant for a lot of it. And for her, it's an explanation of exploration about why the Doctor has companions, and she's trying to work out if that's something she wants for herself. Yeah, again, on that big spaceship where you have the Alex McQueen master, and he ends up with the Milo Parker master, the young master. And again, every time I hear that, it's just like, I know those lines are supposed to be for James Dreyfus, and it would have been such a stronger interplay. You know, it's funny. It's like and the making of Milo Parker says, well, you know, they did something different to me than I did on TV. He was the kid, by the way, the extra, basically, who looked into the untempered schism in The Sound of Drums, right? That kid, and he said, well, of course, it's like, you didn't have a character there. You're a kid right there. Now you're actually a person. So he has this idea of like, he's still kind of optimistic he can save people, and Alex McQueen is like, no, not really. And then we get really this kind of fun interplay between Missy, Michelle Gomez, and Mark Gatiss' master, which heavily referenced Doctor Who itself with some wonderful, wonderful lines. Like, you know, when there's this like little sexual interplay tension between them. And I think Mark Gatiss says, let's go to the... he basically paraphrased a line that Patrick Troughton said when in his trial, his regeneration. I said, you know, let's go to a corner of the universe and breed terrible things. Yeah, things like that. And it's just, there's lots of lines like that, and it's just very, very playful. I missed Delgado's master from it. I think that was a bit of a misstep. But in general, look, this is 5 Doctors for Master. If you like the Master, this one's for you. So that's worth it. I would say that's good. You can get the $20 version or the $40 version, depending where you are. Also, with the deluxe special edition, you get 2 short trips. This one's written by I Am the Master, written by and performed by it's written and performed by Jeffrey Beavers. Nails it. He so understands the character, right? He so understands that character. It's a great short trip. I really, really enjoy it. This one, they also give you this one, The Switching, which it's an okay story. It's a fine story. But the reason I think they worked this out, the way short trips work is you get a very recognizable performer to perform it. Like, again, John Colcher, fantastic. Katie Manning, Tim Treloar. Duncan Wisby does a fine job, but it's like it doesn't suck you in to that reality in the same way that when you have like recognizable voice talent do it. So you basically they throw those in for free. You know, that's like, yeah, take it all. And then I would say the crown, the jewel in the crown of this set is Terror of the Master. This is fantastic, and please, Big Finish, do more of this. Do more of this with John Coltrane. Do more of this with Jacob Dudman. You know, this is essentially a book on tape, a very, very simple book on tape with one very, very, very talented voice actor performing it wonderfully, absolutely wonderfully. His Brigadier is just superb. If you heard me talk about his Brigadier before, and the Third Doctor, absolutely superb, right? And it was great in the Seventh Doctor Brigadier. His Delgado, equally great. His master, his Doctor, John Pertwee Dog, also great. So the advantage of this is, it's 3 discs. So normally I don't like books on tape because they're like 6, 7, 8 discs. It goes on for freaking ever, right? And it's like, it's a bit of a slog. So this is a 3 disc. So you get like kind of a feel of a classic Terrence Dicks 150-page Target novelization, but much better, right? So you get it moves along a lot quicker, and you get like the prose, that wonderful prose which was it Trevor Baxendale wrote, which gives you the food, the feeling, the feeling of the environment and the story. But then you get the incredible performance by this incredible talent, John Carter, and you get this absolutely incredible story. So let's read the blurb for it. Terror of the Master by Trevor Baxendale. Narrated by John Carter. Dr. Derek Drake is a national treasure. He's going to solve the energy crisis and stop pollution. Yeah, that's the other thing that makes this great. It's so organically a Malcolm Hook style Third Doctor story, right? You've got this real traditional environmentalism, and you know, somebody who, as for me, somebody who has said, I can't stand all this woke stuff everywhere. I don't mind somebody like giving an entertainment which has a political slant. I do mind somebody giving me their political slant and then saying it's entertainment, right? That's why it works. That's how it worked, and it takes, I think, a little bit more talent than is on display on the TV of Doctor Who to be able to do that. Very, very nicely. But so this is a real traditional, lefty Malcolm Hughes story, I would say. Governments and businesses around the world are signing up to his environmentally friendly campaign. So why is the Doctor convinced this great humanitarian and Dalek of the media is really the master in disguise? Interesting question, which they take 3 discs to work out. Also, something else I liked about this is they didn't keep it to 25-minute episodes, right? You get 3 discs. Again, you get this like sort of like cinematic feel of the Third Doctor, especially when you get into talking about the villain, the enemies. Which the way to describe it, it can only be done in CGI. So like, it's funny in my head. When I was listening to it, I switched between like a high tech CGI version of it to like imagining how they would have done it in the 70s, and both work. Both work, quite frankly. Keep reading the blurb. In the skies. What could his greatest enemy hope to gain by improving the lives of the planet? The Doctor must convince his unit friends that they are now face the ultimate terror, and that the Master may be in as much danger as they are. So again, basic story. The Master finds some evil thing to ally with that will destroy the world, and for his own ends. What this is more than anything is a just wonderful period. And this also is I would say a reasonably important part of canon as well, because it sort of explains why the Master disappeared. I mean, we know Roger Delgado tragically passed away, but like in terms of the story, it explains why that Master disappeared. And again, this is fantastic. I mean, Big Finish. You should really do more of the 3 discs. 3 discs is the sweet spot for this, right? It's absolutely the sweet spot, and I really love to hear more. Again, not multicast audio, but a single voice. But that single voice, what a talent! So this is a strong recommend. It's a very, very good start to 2021 for Big Finish, which I think is going to be a strong year for them, assuming Western civilization doesn't fold around it, which is kind of looking like it's going to happen. But if that happens, listen, that's why I recommend you buy it now, because when we're fighting off the radiation looters, we're in the cursed earth. You're gonna want a little bit of Doctor Who to listen to. Hopefully this will certainly scratch the itch. My name is Neil Beckett, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.